Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Manny here and welcome to another video on the channel. Today we'll be talking about the market update, how to make some coins tomorrow with some Thursday flips, all budgets included, so low, mid and high budget. So if you guys are looking to invest today, here is what you guys should be looking at. Now, as you guys can see, I've got Marcus Rashford on the screen. I mean, he was around about 1.1 mil, and my oh my, look how much his price has dropped by around about 400k. Now this card is technically still live. He's not going to get an upgrade. He will become a UEL card, but if this card does become the right price, I would definitely consider it, considering the fact that his inform is just slightly less. His inform is around about 650k. So if you can potentially get this left mid at around about 600k, because people will be selling that UCL card really low. If you can get him around 600k, he will be a long-term flip, because you know when he's due an upgrade, this card can hit in excess of 1 million coins, especially because he does fit the meta of the game. I'm just saying that if you want to invest in long term for this card, then there might be an opportunity. I personally will not, because you might be holding him for 2, 3, maybe 4 months till he gets that upgrade. Now, Marcus Rashford aside, I mean, I am very upset with the result yesterday. If you guys are upset with any results yesterday, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you guys are happy with the results yesterday. I mean, Ronaldo played sick. Apparently he scored more goals than Messi has on Camp Nou now this season. I read that stat and I was just like, wow, Messi's not had a great season, has he? But he still made it in the team of the group stage. He's still got an inform as well in the game, so he must be playing somewhat well. I don't know how well he's been playing, because I've not watched him consistently this year. But guys, let me know how he's been playing. It would be nice to know that. But yeah, let's talk about some investments. Let's talk about how to make you guys some coinage on the market. So players that I would be looking at right now are players that people would want in their weekend league squad. Now with Freeze round the corner, Freeze, not Footmas, Freeze. So apparently it's been leaked, guys, that Freeze is the new promo. So what we could see with Freeze is fodder going through the roof. Now, due to all the panic that we've seen loads of cheap rated 85s and 84s and 83s. Like Parejo is one of them, who I think is significantly undervalued, and being Spanish at around about 11k for an 85 rated, I still feel like, okay, if you can get him for 10,000 coins, if you can get this card for 10k flat, I think that'll be a decent buy. Maybe a little bit less than 10k for an 85 rated, I think you can never go wrong with a couple 84s. So if you look at Felipe, for example, Felipe as an 84 rated Brazilian centre-back, La Liga, would definitely be used for some SPCs and will definitely be helpful. So really, you want to pick up cards that are solutions. Now, this card is less than 8,000 coins. You can pick this card up for around about 6.5. You guys are chilling. Like, obviously, there are some on the market for 7k. So you got Felipe, 84s in general, 6.5k if you can get them for 83s. If you can get some 83s at, like, let's see how much Tadic is, and then I could tell you what price, because Tadic is the way to go. Like, Tadic is the card that you should look at in order to understand the benchmark for 83s. Now 83 rated will definitely be used for SBCs, especially, guys, yesterday they released the Ciro Immobile. So this card here is 83 rated. He's not the best league, he's not the best links, but he's around about 1.5k. So literally you guys should be spending 1,500 coins on your 83s. And the reason why I think you guys should get some 83s is because of SBCs like this. If you guys go to the play section, you go to squad builder challenges, and then you go onto Ciro Immobile, right? Ciro Immobile is a card who I would say is not the best value, but it's not bad value, because if he was one squad, I would be like, if he was 184 with an inform, I'd be like, okay, fine. But he is an 84 and an 83 with an inform. Now, I would say that's fair value for his card. But if you're a Lazio fan, or if you like Ciro Immobile, then I would get him. But as I was saying, guys, the reason why 83s will go up in price is because Footmas SBCs will be a lot like this. He might not be super usable, but you might get a Footmas SBC every single day. So 83s will become a card that will, like a rating that will soon go out of supply, if that makes sense. So as soon as they're being put into SBCs, that's it, they're gone, they're out of the market, they're out of the game, they're gone into SBCs via EA. So you've lost that 83 card. That is why it is important to invest in these cards at 1,500 coins, because say a mad SBC drops that is an 83 rated with an inform, that's it, right? A mad SBC, say like an 84 thread, for example. If there's an 84 thread for an 84 rated team with an inform, let's say, yeah, all 83s, all 84s, all 85s are going to go through the roof, and you can see 83 is probably doubling in price to around about 3,000 coins. So looking at that, I think there are actually a lot of coins to be made. Another thing you guys could look at are potential team of the week. So let's go over to the PC. So guys, as you can see over here, the team of the week 11 predictions, you can see Zaha, you can see Muller, you can see Son, you can see Pogba, you can see Salah, you can see Trippier. So there are some decent options. A lot of them are Premier League related, Cuadrado as well. Now, looking at these leaks, right, I would probably get in and get out as soon as possible, to be honest, because we don't like waiting for these informs to drop. However, what you could see is cards like this Zaha and like Cuadrado in particular, the ones that have special cards, we can see that people will be undercutting these cards. Like for example, if we go over to the PlayStation, right, so we are over on the PlayStation, and now what we're going to do is you can look at a card like Zaha, right, and see that his card is currently around about 160,000 coins, I believe. I don't know why I'm checking out 1.5, but 160k. Yeah, so he's at 160k. Now what you're going to see is when you press square circle, there'll be more coming onto the market probably every 30 seconds or so. And if that, look, there's another one, a 158 with a hunter, literally not even 60 seconds, not even 30 seconds. And what you're going to see is loads of people undercutting this card. So this could be an opportunity to pick up cards and flip them. Now, as you guys can see at 159, is he on the market for 159? He still is on the market for 159. But as you guys can see, literally every 30 seconds or so, this card is being put onto the market. And the fact that an extra card is going onto the market just shows that there may be panic in this card. So if this card does hit 145, does hit 150, I'd probably buy him and then I would sell him on. Like, look, there's another one that's popped on. Yes, he's 160, but what you're going to see is constant undercutting. And also, guys, what you might be able to do is pick up cards like this card on bid, because there is so much hype around his new inform coming. What people are going to do is try and get rid of this card. Now, what this means is you could either do two things. You can either wait till it's announced that he's coming out, or you can literally sell him on, okay, straight away. So if I was you, I'd probably buy the card after 6 p.m. maybe, if he's been released, because what you could see is his price range is being around about 500,000 coins when he's released. So people will slowly revert back to the 85 rated rather than the 86 if they cannot afford the 86 rated. So that will also cause the price to go up. Now, players like a Cuadrado, for example, is another card that I would look at, because Cuadrado's got a rule breakers card, and when Llorente came out, Cuadrado's rule breaker card actually plummeted quite a bit. Now what you want to do is actually pick up this card on a full, because I can guarantee to you guys now, because this is not an inform, this is actually a rule breakers card. This card is actually better suited to the right back position, which also means that the coins that you guys can make from this card is far more than the inform. This card is currently at 230, just like that Zaha. You're probably going to see this card falling in price slowly. So what I would probably do is wait till this card is released and see if this card crashes a little bit, and then pick him up on the rebound. The main reason being, guys, is because this card will be more usable than the actual inform, because if you actually do look at his gold card stats, he is not very suited to being a right back. He's probably obviously suited to being a right winger with the 89 pace, 87 dribbling, 72 shooting, 78 passing, 72 defending. Even say the defending goes up by 2, the physical goes up by 2, maybe even 3 or 4. Even let's say best case scenario, defending goes up by 5, right? Physical goes up by 5, pace goes up by 1 or 2, right? This card is still nowhere near as good as the record breaker card, or the rule breaker card rather. So that is why I would probably look at the rule breaker card as a potential flip as well, if his price does go low. And also if his price goes low before 6 p.m, like really low, I would say 200k, then I'll potentially pick him up, sell him for tomorrow, because he is in demand. His price, he will always be in demand because of his rule breakers card. And Llorente, players like Llorente, when he got an inform, his rule breaker card did plummet, but he's also gone back up. Like, his card went as low as 250,000 coins. He's back up to 300k. So it is just an example of how rule breakers don't really get affected by if they have informs. Actually, they do, but they always rebound. So that is why I would look at that card. And guys, what I would potentially look at for tomorrow for flips are cards like Joe Gomez, cards that people want to get into teams. Now, loads of people have done the Bellerin objective. So what they're going to do is they're going to have Joe Gomez next to Bellerin. Now, they've got a decent centre back next to Bellerin. This card, I would say if you can get him around about 50,000 coins, I like this card around 50k. I think he's around about 52. Yeah, so he's around about 53. He was at 51 earlier. So if you can pick this card up, 50,000 coins, that's a good buy. Players like Werner. Werner's always in people's teams for weekend league because he's so cheap now, and he pretty much is pretty goated. So like, why does this not always work? Okay, but yeah, he is pretty cheap now. I think he's at 74, so he's at 74,000 coins. You can get him at 70. He could go rebound tomorrow at 75, so 70k for this card would be decent as well. Hunter, probably midfielder, would be a better way to buy this card. Another card that you guys could look at, with Pogba's inform coming out, you guys could look at an Anthony Martial having that hyperlink to Paul Pogba. You could see this card's price rise a lot. So just like that. Obviously this card is around about 40k, I believe. I don't know why I searched 70, but yeah, he's around about 40. Yeah, he's around about 44,000 coins. So if I was you guys, I'd try and pick this card up at 40 if possible, especially after his initial drop. 40k for this card will be sick. If you guys are looking for a slightly higher budget to invest in cards, then I would look at players like this Laporte, because he's got that strong link to inform Pogba if Pogba does get that inform as well. And also guys, with cards like this, even if they don't get a link invest to Pogba, the link invest would obviously help them, but this card obviously rebounds a hell of a lot every single Thursday. Now his card is up around about 550k, and he's very rare because he's rule breaker. So I always look at rule breaker cards. If you can get this card around about 500k, you guys are laughing, you guys are chilling. And I'm pretty sure I saw a couple being won on bid at around about 500k earlier, so I know that it can be done throughout the day. All you guys need to do is during panic pick up meta cards. And yes, loads of people will be getting rid of their golds and whatever, so right now is a good time to buy cards that are being panic sold for tomorrow, and then sell them on tomorrow. No issues whatsoever. Just make sure that you're not picking up a card that is constantly decreasing. Make sure you're picking up a card that is slightly on the incline but you know will decrease. If that makes sense, you will understand what I mean by looking at Werner, because Werner, it was on the decline, he's now on the rebound. But what you want to do is pick him up at a lower price than his rebound, so what his price was on the decline at 70k, if that makes sense. So basically Werner went down to 70,000 coins, went back up to 74, but we know tomorrow if we were to sell him on, we'll probably sell him on for 77,000 coins. So what we want to do is pick up Werner for 70k, so after tax we're making 3.5k per card. So yeah, literally I tried to dumb it down, or not dumb it down, but make it easier for you guys to understand, because explaining it sometimes is a lot trickier. But yeah guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment and share. It will honestly mean a lot. Until next time guys, in a bit. Wait, before I do go guys, I do want to talk about team of the group stages quickly. Now these cards will actually be out of packs, so if I was you guys, I'd also be considering some team of the group stage cards. Like for example, Bruno Fernandes is pretty well priced right now, especially with them crashing out the Champions League. I'll probably look at cards like Bruno Fernandes. I know they're not linked to the live cards, however loads of people want this card, and I would probably watch out this card because you might get his player of the month. If his player of the month is overpriced, you could see this card going up in price as well because he is tradable. So it just depends. I would be looking at Team of the Group stages today. Team of the Group stages that I might be looking at as a potential investment because they're somewhat usable. They're not the most expensive, but they are at a discard value, and it is players like Elvede. Now Elvede is usable. He's around about 13k. If you can pick him up around about 12-13k once he's out of packs, he will be desired because he is not bad with an anchor. He is pretty goated. His pace goes above 80, his defending goes to around about 87, 88, and his physical goes to around about 86. So cards like Elvede is cards that I would look at. You just want to look at the cheap-ish cards that will get into teams. I would also look at Messi, see if you can get Messi at a decent price. Now this Messi at 1.7 I just think is cracked value considering his inform was like 1.5 at this stage. So maybe I would look at getting in out of Messi. I wouldn't look at Morata. I mean, he's just pretty much useless. I would look at Keylor Navas. The reason being is because this card is probably the best League goalkeeper, might be for a while, might be until an SBC comes out. So I would also look at Keylor Navas. Another card, Diego Jota. I mean, he does have a ones to watch item. If you haven't completed him, this card underneath 95, maybe 90k is the reason being is because obviously those Liverpool links, the 5-star weak foot, and also he is in the Premier League. He gets a strong link to Bruno as well. So if Bruno gets that player of the month, this card could rocket a little bit. So that is a card that you could look at. Trent as well. Trent is somewhat usable. I think that his card is decent stat. And he is quite cheap. He is around about 70k, I believe. Let's just double check. I think he is quite cheap. And once he goes out of packs, more and more people will want him. And also, because these cards are out of packs, they might not be supplied. They won't be supplied after marquee matchups. So what will happen is loads of people will try and get these players for weekend league. This card is actually, he's 100k. Damn, it's 100. Okay, so this card is 110,000 coins. I don't know where I saw 70k. But this card here is pretty decent. You slap an anchor on him, he's got decent stats. So I would actually look at this card and be like, you know what? If I can get him for less than 100k, if you guys can get him for less than 100,000 coins, it is a buy. And to be honest, these team of the tournament cards, it might be your last time to pick them up tomorrow morning after supply. I would definitely look at cards like Messi. I would definitely look at Bruno, Rashford even. All these cards absolutely beastly and decent because they will fit your team for a while. So I would definitely look at these cards. And guys, until next time, in a bit.